I know with the recent lack of content from me, you may be wondering where I am, what I've been up to. Honestly, I just haven't had the drive that I had prior to making Conan content to make any YouTube videos. You call it a funk or whatever you want. It's kind of sad to see a game that you spent so much time on and the current direction it's going in. But, we're back, and this video, while it's focused on Ark, specifically Ascended, not Evolved, so ASA, this still relates with servers like Rust servers, which I've experienced this on, Conan servers, which I've experienced a lot of this on. I think I've experienced more admin abuse on Conan Exiles. Well, I don't know. Ark and Conan kind of have a lot going for it because I played a lot of private servers on both of these games and Rust, but Rust is one of those games that I didn't play as much. I played it enough to encounter some abuse from owners of private servers, but not to the degree as, of course, like Ark and Conan. With Conan kind of going the way of the dodo, and time to go play Ark again. And I never really gave ASA a chance because I was like, well, it's literally a clone. And I was like, well, I paid for it. Let's play with it. Our friend's into it. And it's nice to play with them. So we thought we'd give it a try. Wow. The paywall behind servers these days. Once upon a time, when Ark Survival Evolved came out, the private server scene was popping. There were so many servers to choose from. They were all populated. They had different settings, different mods. There's just so many choices. You had so much fun. You could go play Primal and actually have people on. Okay, it wasn't called Primal back then. It was called Anunnaki. The mod that you could have these huge dinosaurs. You could ride the Megapithecus and stuff like that and tame them and tame all these weird poison creatures. It was amazing. There were so many different things to do. You could play your kind of standard vanilla, maybe lightly modded. You could play no mods. You could play no flyers. And there wasn't a paywall yet. And then when APIs started coming around and some scripts and people started implementing point shops and stuff like that, you paid for some points. That wasn't a big deal to me. When a private server is running a game they enjoy, and if they're good admins, they enforce their rules, they're fair, they don't give handouts to certain people. They're not buddy with certain individuals, banning people because this person doesn't like that, giving them free stuff because they're friends, stuff like that. If they're hardworking admins and actually show they care about their server, and they say for 10 extra bucks, they'll give you some more points every tick. So instead of, whether it be like, I don't know, every 15 minutes you got 20, 25, 50, 100 points, you could pay, $5, $10, $15, and they would increase the points you get per tick. I was okay with that, That's just, the ability to show some love for the server and support while getting a little bit of added bonus out of it. But then it started to go down the road like Conan, where you could just buy every little thing from, your blueprints that you need, and specifically pricing each blueprint. Like it's it's gotten to the point where people are not just monetizing blueprints like, hey, blueprint package, here you go, set price. It's like, no, $5 for this blueprint, $5 for that blueprint, $3 for this type of blueprint. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. And when you can buy element, that's just the worst to me. It's like, how are you going to sell element? Come on. The most annoying thing is slot capped tech turrets. Come on now, make people work for that. There's a reason that element is behind bosses until you got to Gen 2 and stuff like that. Like when Aberration dropped with ASE, farming element, like people used to farm element on Aberration, and it was so tedious and time consuming, but it was hard work. So if they took the time to do it, great. But then, of course, wild card, when Snail Games got involved, they gave us, oh my gosh, Gen 2 with just unlimited element and then Striders. And I don't know how long I'll play ASA, but as of currently, it's something. But Element was supposed to be one of those rare resources, so keeping it behind something. But then if you could just pay $5-10 to get, I don't know, 1,000 2,000 Element, you know, people that got extra money, why not? A lot of people think it's cool to just spend their money on pixels. I like to go after those people. I like to raid those people that donate. Is that bad? No, it's not. I think it's great. Well, oh, hey, they paid for stuff. Go raid them, take their stuff. So over this time, I've just experienced so many different servers with so many different paywalls. And I want to say the worst one for me is cave edits, personalized cave edits. Pay money to an admin and they design a cave with the little cave mod plugin. And that they'll build it in the sky. So you can literally have a floating cave in the sky. You're unrateable. Like, that is a whole new level of pay to win for me. So far, the ASA servers I've experienced, they're far and few, and then some populated ones, they always have some kind of paywall. And I like working for things in a game. That's what makes it fun for me. One of my absolute favorite feelings is starting on a server with nothing. Just that early game grind. I love it. And I hate the fact when you can buy stuff and just bypass that. I am okay with monetization if you're paying money for a server. If you're paying for a Nitrado server, you ain't getting a dime out of me. Nitrado servers are all we see and experience now. Thanks for that. Thanks for teaming up with them so they can sell us basically a little virtual apartment with other hosts on it. And then we go play on the server and the host that has a slot on that server. Oh my gosh, in the Nitrado servers. You don't understand the difference between a Dedi or like a bare bones box to like what you get with like Nitrado, Host Havoc and stuff like that. You're renting a server, but that server is also there's other people on that Dedi that they're using for that. So if it's got 32 gigabytes of RAM, they're going to maximize the capacity on it and sell it to other clients as well. So you're sharing this power, you're sharing that RAM, you're sharing the processor and whatnot with other people, and you're paying for that. So like if people are paying for Nitrado servers, it's like if they're paying for an actual Dedi, they're being a fair admin, and they say, hey, they want to sell points, I'm all for it. Hey, buy 5,000 points, here's 2,000 points, buy this, support that. I'm all for that. But the final thing I want to discuss is selling cheater loot. This is probably the scummiest thing I've ever seen. Like, I don't know what to say about this. Like, what does it say about you as a person? Like, it shows that you care only about money. How are you going to sell cheater loot? You're going to sell it? Now, on Rust, even Conan, when there were cheaters, admins could do a few things. They would either tell people about it so they could come raid it after they were banned. They would just completely demolish it, or they might dispense it to, newer people on the server that are looking for some stuff. This person who owned this server just straight up said, I'm gonna make money off of this cheater loot. I don't know about you, but this just did not sit right with me. And it's kind of like, So then, you start thinking a little too much. You're like, what else would this person do? Obviously they can be bought. So could you buy them to maybe ban someone you don't like, to maybe take the server offline, to kick certain people during a raid, stuff like that, shady stuff. Because selling cheater loot, I don't know, that's pretty low. I've never seen that before on a server I have played on. I'm sure it's happened on servers. I mean, from Conan, Rust, Ark, and other games, I'm sure someone's done it, right? But to see it for the first time, I was just like, this is kind of disgusting. And it just makes me wonder, like, is that a server I really want to be on? Is this where I want to call home? Can I trust this individual? I don't know, man. People that can be bought by money, uh, you always gotta look at them twice, you know. Make sure you're actually analyzing the situation properly and taking care of yourself. And, if you ever have friends or people in your life that can be bought by money, they're probably not going to be the best people. That's usually just how it goes from my years of experience. But I'm going to be making more videos. This is just something I want to talk about. Like, it was so weird, like just watching the transition of, when I first started playing on private servers to what they have become. And it's like all these people, they like, I'm going to buy a Nitrado server and then I'm going to monetize every little item. And it's like, gosh, that greed from these bigger corporations trying to monetize everything from skins, clothing, building pieces, weapon variants, all this sort of stuff. It's just trickling over into the community. Whereas before, people ran servers because they had a passion for the game and they wanted to make a great place for people to come play. But now people are just so motivated by the money, they don't really care about their community. They don't care about the game itself. They're probably not even good at the game. They probably don't even know how to really play the game anymore these days because these aren't passionate people. The only thing that they want is they lust for that money, and that's it. And that kind of sucks. But I'm out of here. I'm going to be making more videos, different videos. I'm not scared to try new things. I love Conan. I miss Conan. And, I'm just going to start making content on things I feel like discussing. And if you like it, let me know in the comments. If you have any experiences related to something that we discussed in this video, please do share it in the comments with me. I love reading and I just hearing what other people have had to deal with. But I'll see you guys.